Should boxers perform Olympic lifts?
Is it worth it for a boxer out of camp to work on Olympic lifts so eventually they can be programmed into their strength and conditioning? Or is it just the time and resources not worth it? Would I put in Olympic lifting with a fighter now? In the past, I'd probably think the same as you in terms of like off camp can be quite good to learn the technical components of Olympic lifting. But would I favour doing Olympic lifting over like loaded jumps, for example? Probably not. I'd probably not put Olympic lifting in the programs now. I've spent a lot of time working on the technical components for fighters, and then when it gets actually to the loading stage of being able to do it, they're only doing it for like 3 weeks, for example, in terms of strength speed block. When you start reintroducing them into some sort of Olympic lifting, you've got to increase that load steadily because the technique needs to be redefined. The loading strategies, you need to load them up incrementally. It's going to be very difficult for that block to then be optimized for strength speed. Then I think about like what stage of training camp this is in. When you're doing strength speed, you're going to be doing a lot of sparring. The fatigue coming into the strength and conditioning sessions is going to be a lot higher. So you need a lot of concentration whilst doing Olympic lifting, whereas like doing a trap bar jump, all you need to think about is gripping the bar, making sure that you've got a strong posture and being able to jump as high as you can. Very low technical demand, not a lot to really think about whilst in these sessions. I'd say that I'd get a lot more out of a loaded jump rather than doing Olympic lifting. It makes sense in terms of the question that you asked, and if you are really wanting to put in Olympic lifting, this would be the right strategy. If you've got a long period of time with an athlete, let's say you've got younger athlete that's an amateur boxer that you're going to be working with for many years and you're thinking of a few years in advance, it might be worth teaching them the technical components of Olympic lifting so then you can use it at any time. But working with most professional fighters, they're wanting to be strong, fit, explosive as much as possible going into their next fight. So I've got to be thinking about how I can get them into peak condition within an 8, 10 or 12 week block. But for me, in terms of my coaching philosophy at the moment, I'd be just working in the off season, working on different physical components, red zone conditioning. In terms of their strength and conditioning work, I've been more looking either increase some muscle size, be doing some strength and hypertrophy work, or I might be looking at working on their functional movement patterns instead. It's a good time to get the body moving, building up like good solid movement and strength foundations for the training camp ahead, working on different things like that rather than working on Olympic lifting.